Parents are sort of like salt in the stew. I mean, they provide most of the flavor, but if you pour in a little too much, nobody's going to eat the dinner. And you have to remember that as a parent, you're in control on some level, absolutely. But you're in control on most levels, fairly tangentially. And you have to be careful to negotiate that line. And I sort of make the comparison of when you were teaching your kid how to drive and you sat in the passenger seat, the one thing you didn't do if you felt they were going to make a bad move was scream, "Don't make a bad move." You tried to get them to negotiate it on their own because you realized a calm 17-year-old or 16-year-old behind the wheel is better than a freaked out one. If you think that they're going along just fine and they're making good decisions, but they could make some better ones, don't say a word. If you think they're about to make a life-changing mistake that is completely the wrong way to go, and you have really good reasons as to why they should jump out of this campus right now, hold their hand, walk them off the campus, and go buy them a great lunch. Because that is the best role that you can really serve. That's the best way you can serve as a parent. Because there is no easier way to turn your student onto a school than by turning yourself off to it too quickly. And the reality is that that's just how 17-year-olds work. I mean, I probably don't have to say this to most parents, but generally, if mom and dad like something too much, that signals the death of that something. And then the parent or the student moves on because they like to keep their parents slightly but not completely in the dark. I've seen it happen multiple times where a family will come in and the mother will dominate the conversation in my office. And basically talk, and then the student gets to ask one question, and that question is, do you have a biology major? That doesn't impress me very much, and believe me, I don't make official notes, but I make mental notes. And those are the kinds of things that you sort of have to be aware of. If the student were to have come in and asked 9 questions, and then the mother asks, do you have a biology major? I'm at least going to know that the student has taken initiative in the process, and that's a much better, more positive interaction to have with the admission counselor than the other way around. And parents play a crucial role. Without a doubt, they play a significant role. But they can overplay their hand if they're not careful, and they just have to sort of manage the line. And I think most parents do this very well. I mean, I think what I'm talking about and the horror stories we hear about are the 5 to 10% of the parents who sort of give everyone else a bad name. I mean, the majority of people out there know exactly how to do it and know what they're doing, and they really have a pretty good sense of humor about it, and I think that's the way to go about it. But the reality is you have to just constantly check yourself. There's nothing wrong with getting up in the morning and saying, am I too involved in my daughter's college search process? And if you have to get up in the morning and ask yourself the question, the answer is probably yes. And so just go with your gut and you'll probably be fine.